What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy for you and up like Beezy, man. Make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. We got the mini murders of 051 Melly. You know what I'm saying? Man, this was this dude right here, man. I'm not gonna lie, a menace to society, and I will be finishing the T-Roy video soon. So make sure y'all tune into that. For all my new subscribers and new viewers, if y'all do want to go check out all my documentary reactions, it is in a playlist section over yonder. But I told y'all, man, your boy Jay used to be heavy, bro, in the Chicago drill scene. And bro, when I mean, bro, this man right here, man, you know, it's crazy. I'm like, bro, I don't know how many bodies my man had. You know what I'm saying? But bro name was just always in everything. You know what I mean? I think bro got shot getting backdoored. I think bro got backdoored going to a party. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the man 051 Melly, bro, it's crazy, man.
If you want uncut and extended versions of my videos, go to patreon.com. There. Given the nickname the Chirac on Melly is one of the most drops on Spotify, so go search me there. Here's the video. 051 Melly is one of the most notorious gangsters in Chicago history. Given the nickname the Chirac Gravedigger, Melly is undoubtedly one of the most dangerous people to ever emerge from the Windy City, with rumors of him having caught as many as 15 bodies while participating in up to 43 different hits in multiple overlapping gang wars. Melly was as feared as he was respected. He applied so much pressure to his enemies in the streets that when he finally ended up losing his life, his ops were ecstatic, with many taking to the recording booth to diss this demonic shooter that had been terrorizing
the demonic shooter
really struck fear into the most seasoned Chicago shooters, with the likes of King Von rumored to have had 7 bodies of his own, celebrating Melly's death with glee in his most famous song, Back Again. While King Von gained a reputation as rap's first serial killer for his alleged 7 murders that he got away with and rapped about, many in the city had already dubbed Melly as the original serial killer of the Chicago streets. The difference is, Melly never released music, but simply rose to notoriety through his reputation as a shooter and killer, whispered in the streets by those he pressured, and extensively praised by rappers from his own gang for his extensive street portfolio. The mysterious murderer has been made famous by the Chicago drill community, but until now, nobody has ever determined one.
Look, man, stop listening, bro. Look. Like I said, them folks that be in that freaking whatever, what I don't know what it's called, that Reddit, bro. They don't know what the freak they're talking about, bro. You don't even know what he talking about, cause it's just an interesting video. It's a white mother effer, you know what I'm saying? From where you from? You know what I mean? You ain't sound like you from the United States. See, this will be blowing me. You know what I mean? This man making a video, all he doing is going off rumors. It's just interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's just interesting. You know what I mean? I don't know how many bodies this motherfucker got. I ain't gonna sit over and act like I know this man 051 Melly. But you got a little white freaking where this motherfucker from? You know what I'm saying? Making a video about somebody in Chicago. Oh my God. All he doing is going off what he heard. That's all he doing is going off what he heard. Motherfucker don't know nothing.
A serial killer who caught bodies as routinely as
the
citizen catches the bus. So today, we're going to break down once and for all the many murders of 051 Melly and determine once and for all if this legendary Chicago gangster really is the serial killer they say he is.
How do you feel about 051 Melly getting compared with King Von and Tay Savage? Like those are the 3 names that everyone's comparing them to.
No. My brother, nobody.
One of the most reckless BDs out here. I'm BDK. Well, he BDK.
We forced y'all in this, bro. We the reason why y'all got our name right now. You know that.
And y'all the reason why y'all got a name. Y'all got a name. It's never been no killing without killing. Hey, this bus stop right here though. This real famous place.
Yeah, bro knew her. Bro knew to leave Chicago. He knew to leave Chicago, gang. Hey, look, like I said, he's smart, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Dirt. One of the smartest rappers right there. You know what I'm saying? One of the smartest rappers. Shout out bro right there. You know what I'm saying? Bro knew to leave Chicago. He had to get up out of there. Bro would have been dead immediately. Like I said, Lil Durk, man, that was the dumbest thing. Like, imagine a Lil Durk. And like I said, these are the people y'all be looking up to. And like I said, Lil Durk was my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I can't respect that. You a millionaire still trying to be involved in street business? So you telling me that you did all that work for nothing? You did all that work to get out the hood, but yet you still in the hood mentally. Motherfucker making millions of dollars, motherfucker making songs with Drake. And bro still worried about what's going on in Chicago. Well, money don't change everybody. I ain't gonna lie, it should change some of you though. You know what I mean? Like, well, why would you still be the same person? Like, But you just not gonna change. You just always gonna be the same. You always gonna be that same little dumb, little stupid. Now look at you. Millions of dollars, now you're in jail. Now you possibly ain't finna get out. Cause what you trying to prove? You still hood? Motherfucker, you ain't hood. Once you move out the hood, you ain't hood no more. I gotta put that through your head. Motherfucker, I don't give a damn where you're from. You ain't there no more. You in the burbs and it's okay. Life is about elevation, bro. You motherfuckers be poverty minded, bro. Like I said, you know when it comes to the black community, you know when it comes to them, they think you gotta be hood. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be hood to be real. Delusional. And you gotta be hood. You gotta be in the projects to be real. Motherfucker. One thing I say about this black community, bro, the most delusional I've ever seen in my life. So I gotta be from the hood to be real. I gotta be from the projects to be real. So that make you more of a man than me because you struggled and I didn't. Motherfucker, like I just said, and I'm gonna say it again, your parents was just dumb as heck, boy. That is the reality when it comes to every single one of y'all in the hood, bro. In the projects, you do not want to live this life. You forced to live that life eating that garlic bread and steak. What? No, you ain't eating no garlic bread and steak. I don't know what I was thinking about Houston, Texas. My fault. I was thinking about the ops. Oh no, you ain't eating no garlic bread and steak. You eating grilled cheese. You know what I mean? With the bologna and all that, water with cereal. I'm like, these motherfuckers, I ain't never had water with cereal. I'm like, dang, but you struggling for real. Thank God for smart parents. I'm like, water with cereal? I'm like, motherfucker, why you, that's something I want to hide. You motherfuckers be talking about, yeah, I mean, water with cereal, man. Never had any hot water. I don't know how that feel. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how that, dang, your mama was stupid. But your daddy was stupid.
Without killing. Hey, this bus stop right here, though, this a real famous place.
It's crazy because Melly got this reputation.
Oh, so SWB, you one that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, pray for SWB. Hey, grilled cheese good. What you talking about? Yeah, grilled cheese good, but you eat that junk every day. You know what I'm saying? SWB, what you in the hood? What you in the hood? You know what I'm saying? You in the projects, man. Hey, bro, you gotta tell your mama, man. Hey, you better go out there, man. Talk to your mama, man. Look what she got you living in right now, man. You ain't choose to be there. Your mama got you living built like a sack of laundry. Come on, man. Look at the environment you in. You know what I'm saying? Blame my Dukes.
Never even dropped any music, but everybody know.
That's a free girl and Vaughn. Freedom though. I'd rather them dead than in jail.
But she be tripping, like, you know, she be upset. Like, she don't be having that much playtime sometimes.
You were just saying I'm the youngest in charge out here.
I've been the youngest in charge for years now, you know?
You scared of the dark? I'm one of them type of guys that be in the dark waiting for you when you gotta go pee at night.
You had just lost an artist that you just signed to OTF. So this is like the second time in 6 months.
Yeah, it's the second time.
And I just get you, and you don't never come back to your parents again.
I'm with the nigga that did. He don't want to be on camera though. Hit his ass over right here on Pat. Now I got that order for news. Chino burger. Chino burger.
He dead now too.
Chino burger. That's what they said. I got shot 2 weeks. He expired.
You want me to read you a bedtime story and tuck you in?
From 600. I thought they was extinct on Sugar Grade.
When he walked down the dark alley, he ain't make it to the other end of the alley.
5 o'clock in the morning, still outside, me and my two. Who there were the police?
Y'all know damn well y'all won't finna catch me.
Man, they just killed y'all.
Who allegedly killed Melly got charged 0078. Is that someone you friends with?
Okay. Like I said, 44K, 46K, 300K, 600K. Getting that belly weight, getting that ring.
Go make it. We'll make it to 100 years, so. I'm gonna be one of the last ones standing.
Yeah, you know how to move.
Yarmel Devontae Jameer Williams, better known as 051 Melly, was born on November the 19th, 1991 to a mother named Angie and a father named Yamur. Melly grew up with 2 siblings, including his brother Wu and his sister Kenjia. Wu's father, Jerome Golden, aka Fido, was also Melly's stepfather until he would get a life sentence in 1994 for a quadruple murder where he allegedly took part in the slaying of 4 men for selling drugs in the wrong turf. Fido apparently being a member of the BDN, or Black Disciple Nation, who
shot
controlled the area
6
where
people?
Melly grew up, a gang that we'll be discussing in more detail. Melly was also close to his 2 uncles, G Slim, who was one of the founders of the No Limit, or NLMB, gang set from the so-called east side of Chicago, who have heritage in the gang the Black P Stones, a crew known for their infamous rappers like G Herbo, Lil Bibby, and Mellow Bucks, and Kurt Mack, who was a well-known member hailing from the so-called Dro City area in Woodlawn, where the original creator of drill music, the rapper Pac-Man, also hailed from. Melly's family connections even reach all the way to the rapper Bump J, who reps the Four Corner Hustlers gang, and who is perhaps the most popular gangster rapper from Chicago before the drill era began. Clearly, gangs have been a part of Melly's life since a very young age, but interestingly, Melly's family connections could have taken his life in a completely different route than it ultimately did. Because while Melly has become known as one of the deadliest rivals of world-famous rappers like Lil Durk and King Von, they actually grew up in the same areas and circles. Melly spent his early years in the Randolph Tower, also known as the Calumet Building or simply the Met Building, a large public housing project located at 6217 South Calumet Avenue, only a block away from the infamous O Block, aka Parkway Gardens, which guys like Chief Keef and King Von would later begin to claim. Randolph Tower was known as one of the biggest Black Disciples strongholds in Chicago during the 90s and early 2000s.
Frick is this?
Well, police discovered a gruesome double murder in a Southside Chicago apartment today after an anonymous tip. The bodies of 57-year-old Jesse Jackson, not of Operation Push, and an unidentified young woman were found murdered at 6217 South Calumet Avenue. Jackson lived in the apartment. The woman in her mid-20s lived nearby. The bodies were tied together with electrical cord, and police say there is no sign of forced entry and no weapons were found in the room.
Until their leadership was indicted for running a corporate-style drug empire in 2004, where dealers were making up to $45,000 a day selling drugs, while other members would guard the building from the roof, even making use of sniper rifles and night vision goggles. And while the gang had their headquarters in the Met Building, or the Castle as they called it, they would control the drug trade across a very large area, which included the Parkway Gardens, aka O Block. But besides Melly, numerous people famous within the drill scene grew up in the Met Building, such as Chief Keef, Lil Reese, and even FYBJ Maine.
Everybody that's out here for real, that's like, I don't even want to really name, but like Melly, all these big time, they really from 6217, right? Straight up, like FYBJ Maine, 6217.
And I'm gonna keep it real. This right here, bro, makes y'all look like, this draws attention to y'all, bro. This right here, bro. Like, I don't know when people start wearing this junk right here. Like, I've never seen people wear, I don't see nobody really wearing it for real no more like that. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, I remember, bro, I couldn't go outside without seeing a motherfucker with a ski mask on, bro. I used to be getting pissed off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's like, bro, them the type of, like, you wearing ski mask, like that's something like you finna commit crime or something. You come around wearing a ski mask, man, motherfuckers get uncomfortable, bro. They get uncomfortable. I'm like, bang, why bro got a ski mask on, bro? That's like something that you trying to ski up. Like, what, you trying to shoot somebody or something? Got something going on, bro? People gonna look at you like you stupid, bro. People gonna look at you like you crazy, bro. That's not something you just wear around, bro. That's something you wear around unless you trying to mask up and try to commit a crime, bro. But these dumb buffoons don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Just wearing it around, bro, that puts attention on you, bro. You don't like attention for 5-0, but they gonna be looking at you, mother. You know what I'm saying? Why you wearing a ski mask for, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, that junk is stupid, bro. And nobody trying to look, bro. And most of y'all, nobody looking for you, bro. That's the thing about it. Most of y'all, nobody looking. You just wearing it because you a follower. That's the funniest thing about it. Most of these mother effers that's wearing it, mother ain't even looking for you, bro. You ain't got no type of ops. You ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. You feel me? You just wearing a ski mask, bro. Just because it's cool. Just because you seen PYSCHO wearing it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker don't even know why he wearing a ski mask. He just think it's cool. He's just wearing it because everybody else wearing it. Motherfucker, ain't nobody looking for you, boy.
Like,
motherfucker be acting like they're the most one in the world. Man, you know most one in the world. Boy, beefing with itself.
Yeah,
beefing with itself.
6217, baby. Yeah.
Nobody looking for you, cuz. Like, stun you?
Right. All these people came out of the building. Right.
6217, baby. Capo, right. 6217, baby.
The legendary GBE Capo.
My cousin, yeah, 6217, baby. For sure. All they had 6217 babies. They had, like, it's just like when the Calumet.
Yeah, I don't know about none of the 217. I don't know about that.
Is a man, he from the originated in the Calumet building, and he did get indicted.
Bro said I only wear my jugger's head wear. What? He one of them dudes I'm talking about. Was you wearing a ski mask for PYSCHO? You know what I'm saying? Bro said I only wear my jugger's head wear, bro. Ski mask ain't wear the head wear. You know what I'm saying? Unless you in a cold environment, bro. Unless you cold, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be wearing a ski mask, gang. Unless you cold. You know what I'm saying? Or you probably, he say he bald, J Chill. What your, how old you is being bald? How old you is? You know what I'm saying? He bald. He say he bald. What that mean you bald? Motherfucker, it's summertime. Why you still wearing ski? You know what I'm saying? Why you still wearing ski mask? It's summertime. Bro, it's finna be summertime, man. Why you still wearing a ski mask? You know what I'm saying? I'll see if it's cold or something in the cold. Mother have a bald in 21. Got cancer. I gotta ask a question. Mother, do you got cancer? You know what I'm saying? I gotta know. 21 and bald. Oh, you got cancer, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not funny. I'm just asking. Mother, I know you ain't just bald at 21. I know you got cancer, bro. You got something.
He did get locked up. And
Scoliosis of
yeah, they
bald is great.
Like the site.
Bro, I thought bro said you was bald. You know what I'm saying? What Cynthia talking about? You bald. I thought she was saying you was bald. You bald, gang? So why you still wearing ski masks, bro, in the summertime? That's all I gotta say. Why are you wearing ski masks in the summertime, pathetic boy? Are you pathetic? Look at me in my eyes when I'm talking to you, boy. What the frick you wearing a ski mask when it's summertime?
It do hit different when they label Pops as a black disciple, and he went down as one of them board members, bro. It do hit different. One year, my daddy was a rich. My childhood, yeah, he ran a certain area from a certain part of Chicago, from the state to the lake. That's what I read in the paperwork for them grades. Like I say, I ain't here putting it on Pops. They do it different.
The Randolph Tower was eventually demolished in 2006 as part of the Chicago Housing Authority's plan to get rid of almost all of the large public housing projects in the city. But at some point, Melly's family moved to another address in the same neighborhood, located near 59th and Calumet. This area eventually becoming known as the turf of the set 600, who would later become Melly's worst enemies, as Melly's brother Wu would later recollect during his DJU interview.
I'm saying, like, we stayed there. I used to have to walk out there with my sword. Like, that's how we came out there with the sword on 59th. That's what it was, you feel me? Like, I was in their hood, I lived in their hood. Like, I walked from there. I used to walk from 59th to the 51st.
And you don't think that junk is designed? You know what I'm saying, bro? You was in their hood beefing with them. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna stop saying it. It's not your hood, mother. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and just say that. You're not in their hood. That's the funny thing about it. You fighting over blocks you don't even own. Mother ever fighting over a block they don't even own. My hood. Mother ever you own this block. You know what I'm saying? Free to walk anywhere I want to walk. You know what I mean? Mother, if I buy land on that block, come step on my land. I could buy that whole block up and kick all y'all out if I wanted to. I kick all y'all. It's my block now. You know what I'm saying? If I buy land on that block, that's my block more than your block. You so delusional, you talking about it's your block. Stop paying rent. Let's see if it's your block. Oh, them real gangsters gonna come up then. Them real ones, you ain't gonna do a dang thing. Shoot them out if you want to. I promise you, boy, 5-0 gonna be swarming with 5-0 in your hood. No, it ain't your hood. It's them motherfuckers' hood. The one that's coming through. Stop paying rent. See how much it is your hood again. But I ain't going nowhere, but you got to take me out of it. Man, 5-0 gonna gun you down. Mess with them folks you want to, because you know what? That's their hood. You know what I'm saying? They built them houses. You just tenants, bro. You just tenants. In my hood, mother, if I bet you won't stop paying rent. Beating over a block. That's what I said. That's how dumb the streets is. Just delusional. It's not even real. Boy, you're beefing over a street you don't even own. You're just making up names, bro. You don't know. What the fuck you beefing for?
Yeah. But when I was out on 59, it wasn't.
I'll start looking at this junk. It's goofy, stupid.
Yeah, like, look, you know, I be sneaky talking. We wasn't like into it, but Mother had secret animosity. But we ain't just nobody to play with. You feel me? So you ain't gonna do nothing you want to do for real. Right. And that's just what it was. Okay, cool.
Although Melly would seemingly keep living in the area for some time, he would ultimately become close with kids from the opposite side of Washington Park who hung around the 51st Street and were part of a gang set known as 051 Young Money, who were primarily identifying as Mickey Cobras. Melly is in fact the same generation as the older founding members of this gang, such as Carlos Merrill, aka Lil Los, Lance Youngblood, and Isaiah Walker, aka Zico, who were all killed in 2008 when Melly was still—
all y'all got killed. Y'all see that, y'all? All these boys got killed. All of them. That's great.
Youngblood and Isaiah Walker, aka Zico, who were all killed in 2008 when Melly was still in high school.
Let's show you how.
The murder of Zico, who is often considered as the main founder of the 051 Young Money gang, would play a role in defining one of Melly's earliest rivalries with the set known as 4-6 Terror, later named THF-46, whose member Aki Walton was actually convicted of Zico's murder. Having had 3 people close to you killed during just 1 year before the drill culture would even escalate the gang rivalry in the city is truly tragic, and it may partly explain why Melly would would eventually turn into such a cold-blooded killer that he allegedly was. However, this was only the beginning for Melly losing people around him. In July 2009, 21-year-old Dominic Barnes from the 051 neighborhood would be shot and killed, which would years later lead to THF-46 member and Lil Durk's good friend THF Bezu getting charged for the murder, but he would end up beating these charges. Bezu himself would allegedly almost be killed by 051 in April 2011 when 18-year-old THF-46...
And bro just got killed. Bro literally just got killed. Y'all see what I'm saying? So that karma that he did, bro literally just got killed. Just to let y'all know. I think at the age of like, what, 30-something, 36 or something? So that karma that he did all the way back then just caught up with him. He just died, I think, in 2025. Later 2025. Bro just died. You know, got shot. You know what I'm saying? Got shot. It wasn't like it was standing over him. Like, they stood over bro. You know what I'm saying? Got shot. So something that you did all the way back then, 2014, caught up with you at 2025. 2025. But it took dang near 10 years for you to die. I'll be saying, boy.
Good friend THF Bezu getting charged for the murder, but he would end up beating these charges. Bezu himself would allegedly almost be killed by 051 in April 2011 when 18-year-old THF-46 affiliate Quinton Turner, aka Quint, was killed in a triple shooting where Bezu was also hit. Years later, Melly would bring up this incident while on Instagram Live with Bezu, after Bezu would claim that Melly and other 051 members were all good kids until THF forced them to hop in the streets by applying so much pressure.
Hey Melly, who forced y'all in the...
Who the reason why we play with guns?
Who forced y'all in the...
Y'all the first people
Y'all was driving y'all mama's cars in 8th grade, bro.
See, you lying. I want to drive my mama's car. I want to drive
y'all grammar school driving y'all mama's cars. The whole your money was basketball players. Keep it real.
Oh, now
wrong basketball.
You just said half of us ain't. You can say half the young money was basketball players. You ain't gonna say nobody know.
Hey Melly, man, half y'all was the mama's boys, man. Y'all drive y'all mama's car to 7
Bro, mama boys.
Bro, we forced y'all in this, bro. We the reason why y'all got y'all name right now. You know that.
You say y'all the reason why we got us a name, and y'all the reason why y'all got a name. Y'all got a name. It go both ways. No, it go both ways. See, we can get back to that. I don't even give a damn. You want to start this on? It's gonna go both ways.
Nah, we been to
it's never been no killing without killing. We gonna keep it real though.
We been into it y'all since 07, bro.
You damn right, but it's never been no killing without killing though. We ain't gonna.
I'm saying what year somebody died from my block?
You said what year?
For sure.
You go get killed in 08. I'm keeping fun. Then somebody died at 10, right?
Never heard of it.
What?
10.
They ain't have it back to back. Then somebody died at 10 right there. Then you get shot then?
I got shot at 11.
All right, well, you got shot, right?
Yeah.
You got shot and then somebody checked, right? All right, we ain't gonna be.
I got shot for sure.
All right, look, we ain't gonna be doing it on the internet. That ain't for the internet.
.051's gang rivalries would begin to intensify during the early 2010s, boosted by the rise of social media and the start of the drill music movement. Perhaps the first casualty of this new era on 051's side was 18-year-old Tariq Mahdi, aka T Streets, who was gunned down in November 2011 on a quiet stretch of street in the Washington Park neighborhood. And while this murder has remained unsolved, there have been numerous different theories about who might have been behind it, with many thinking that this was actually the first casualty in the years-long war between 051 and the 600 set. After all, the murder took place very close to 600's hood. However, this theory has been challenged by many people who often claim that T Streets was in fact killed by 051's old enemies, THF-46. King Von, on the other hand, would famously name-drop T Streets in his popular song I Am What I Am, rapping how somebody tried to do a peace treaty and ended up dying like T Streets. These lyrics perhaps hinting that T Streets' murder has a backstory that might not be fully known to the people on the outside. But whatever actually happened, the fact that Melly's first alleged kill would take place only a few days before T Streets' first posthumous birthday, and Melly was certainly claiming to have been killing people in T Streets' name. On the 2nd of February 2012, 20-year-old Shaquille Rush, aka Shaq, was attending a party with his friends in the 600 set's turf. While Shaq wasn't seemingly actively involved in gangbanging, he lived in the neighborhood and was friends with many members of the 600 set.
Now, see what I'm saying? Why he wasn't actively gangbanging? You know what I'm saying? You was hanging around these dudes. You know what I mean? You talking about he ain't gangbanging, but he dropping wives. So I'm understanding. You can't be saying you ain't gangbanging and you hang around gangbangers. I don't get that. Just because you ain't claiming it, that don't mean you ain't with it. Yeah, I ain't claiming it. Bro, you with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just deceiving yourself at this point. You with it, bro. If you want to win it, why you dropping Wise? You with known gang member C-Day. You know what I'm saying? You with known gang member. Known active in the streets. I don't know who this is, but bro, best believe I promise you, bro, probably active in the street. And you dropping Wise. If y'all know what that is, bro, dropping Wise. So that's basically he dissing the set that 051 Melly from. But you ain't a known gang member. But you dropping Wise.
Allegedly taken on the night of the party, he can be seen with 600 members C-Day and Inky D dropping the 051 Y hand sign.
That's what I just said, bro. Like, you literally dropping Wise, bro, but you not associated with gang. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just a follower. I mean, you know, I know you're dead and all that, but unless you just a follower.
That set. Later that night, Shaq would reportedly leave the party together with a woman, and they would walk through an alley on the 5900 block of South Calumet Avenue, where Shaq would possibly stop to take a leak. At this point, one or more people would appear from behind them and open fire, hitting Shaq once on the upper back while grazing the girl on the shoulder. Police and medics would then soon arrive to the scene, and Shaq would be transported to the Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he would unfortunately succumb to his injuries. The following day, local news would report on the murder, stating how Shaq had been killed only 3 blocks away from his home on the 6000 block of South Michigan Avenue. But interestingly, Melly was living, or at least had still recently lived, right on the 5900 block of South Calumet Avenue, where Shaq was killed. But that certainly wasn't the only thing connecting Melly to this murder, because afterwards, Melly would start a years-long campaign dissing Shaq, often taunting 600 members by mentioning how Shaq had been killed whilst he was taking a leak, and most famously in one incredibly dark clip, describing to a little girl how he's exactly the type of guy who would pull off a murder while someone was peeing.
Boy, back right now. Boy. Or you ain't getting that. Don't play with my knee. I'll let you know. You know how I play out here. You don't come with that money, shawty. You come up in there missing. You talking? You don't know who I am? Stop playing with her. You know who I am? I know my daddy. You scared of the dark? No. I'm one of them type of guys that be in the dark waiting for you when you gotta go pee at night. And I just get you, and you don't never come back to your parents again. No, you're not going. You hear me? Then your TT ain't gonna be able to save you. Your daddy, he gonna be crying somewhere like, man, she don't got nothing to do with me. Just take me.
Still, some people close to the events have denied Melly actually being behind the murder, most notably 600 veteran Tay Capone, who has openly said on his YouTube channel that Melly actually wasn't the killer. Another person often connected to this murder is an 051 member called Kiddo, who has similarly dissed Shaq on many occasions, even tweeting, "Kill Shaq, then forget about Shaq," only a few weeks after the murder, with this actually being a play on Chief Keef lyrics from his 2012 hit song 300. But whether the killer was Melly or someone else, it seems that 600 clearly considered 051 to be responsible, as they would allegedly end up avenging Shaq's death only a few months later in June, when the only 14-year-old Antonio Davis, aka Fathead, who was one of the youngest members of 051 but had been hanging out with them since he was a kid, was walking to a store with his cousin in the Englewood neighborhood. An assailant would spot Fathead from a van before
got killed at 14
and shooting him numerous times while standing over him. Nobody has ever been convicted of this murder, and in online spaces it's been a topic of intense debate for years now. But the Chicago police consider the case to be exceptionally cleared and committed by several people, most notably 2 members of the 600 set, Walter Smith, aka S-Dot, and Courtney Ely, aka C-Day, as well as a member of Lil Durk's Lamron set named Marvin Riley, aka OJ, who the police claim to have been the triggerman based on Fathead's cousin's description of the killer. Only a few days after the murder, Melly would once again begin to taunt 600 members, openly bragging how his set had killed Shaq, while claiming that 600 couldn't say they had killed anyone from his set, perhaps referring to OJ being the one who actually killed Fathead. On the other hand, Fathead's brother has seemingly put the blame directly on C-Day, who's also known by the nickname 22 Shots, writing on a tribute post to Fathead how he's 622K or 60022 killer. In any case, the murders of T Streets and Fathead launched a years-long rivalry, which wasn't just limited to tit-for-tat killings between 051 and 600, but would become part of a larger war in the South Side between 051 and their affiliates, and numerous majority black disciple sets affiliated with 600, like O-Block, Front Street, Lamron, and of course THF-46, who had already been at war with 051 for years at this point. 051 would allegedly avenge Fathead's death in November 2012, killing a 19-year-old named Trey Henry, aka Trix, who was affiliated with 600. This was followed in June 2013 with the murder of 19-year-old Robert Allen, known as Lil Rob, or Beto, from the Lamron set. These murders have remained officially unsolved, but 051 has heavily claimed both, with Melly too implying that his set was behind these murders. Although Melly himself isn't often directly connected to these murders in online rumors, regardless of who had done what, 05 weren't done killing, and in September 2013, they would strike again, killing 17-year-old 19-year-old Leonard Anderson, better known as the up-and-coming rapper L.A. Capone from the 600 set. This was a devastating blow for 600, as L.A. was considered their most promising rapper, who had become increasingly close with other rappers in the community, like Lil Durk, who at this point had already signed a major deal with Def Jam Records and was rumored to have been in the works of helping L.A. Capone land a major record deal for himself as well.
He kept telling me that he's supposed to be meeting T.I., so flying to Atlanta with Durk and meeting T.I. and like that. This what he used to be telling me, like before, like around time, for out meet T.I. He was flying out at this point, like he had went on a couple shows with Durk.
LA's murder would eventually be solved, leading to the arrest and convictions of two 051 members, Michael Mays, aka 051 Rocco or Rockhead, and Saki Hardy Johnson, aka Lil Mick, as well as a third person named Miko Buchanan. 051 Melly, on the other hand, would once again take part in the dissing, making numerous tweets in the days following LA Capone's murder where he would make fun of him and boasting about all the people that his set had killed to avenge Fathead's death. But interestingly, Melly would often also mention Lil Durk in his tweets, making it seem that he was actually a fan of Durk's music, despite Durk being such close friends with Melly's enemies. But whether he was serious or just trolling,
stay out the drugs.
Fixation on Lil Durk would eventually become Lil Durk's worst
nightmare.
Bro,
sound like he was off the perk 30s.
Would allegedly get their revenge.
I told y'all these folks got to be off the pills. You know what I'm saying? I try to tell y'all these folks got to be off the pills in the streets because they're not really killers for real. You gotta understand, man. A lot of these dudes ain't bad, bro. A lot of these dudes was just guided down the wrong direction, bro. A lot of these cats not bad, bro. A lot of these cats followers. A lot of these cats just got it wrong, bro. That's all it is, bro. You know what I mean? So they got to become something they're not. Either kill or be killed out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it is in the hood. It's not how it is in the projects, bro. You got people in the hood. You got people that's in the projects areas, bro, that does not gangbang. You know what I mean? That has a simple life. None of these dudes that's dying is innocent. I'm telling y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes was associated with gang members. You feel me? I told y'all, they tell y'all themselves, bro, for sure. They tell y'all themselves, bro. They jump off the porch. How many times y'all hear that? When the interviewers say, hey, when did you drop off the porch? You know what I'm saying? When did you jump off the porch? You feel me? They tell you, man, I jumped off the porch around 14 years old, 15. They telling you they jumped off the porch. They telling you they got involved with the gang, like, but then you turn around and say, we had no choice. You had no choice, but you literally admitting that you jumped off the porch? Not making my sense. You had no choice, but, you know, so what, you just like, what? You just grew up, like you got some people that, you know, at the end of the day, you still got a choice though, bro. You know what I mean? Sure, you still got a choice. You know, even if you grow up in the gang banging life, you know, you still got a choice to stay in it or leave. You know what I'm saying? You still got a choice. It's always a choice, man.
Known as Lil Mark from 051,
always a choice.
Brutally gunned down in broad daylight while standing on the bus stop at 51st Street. Only a few days before his murder, Lil Mark had dropped a diss song called No Competition, a remix of Lil Durk's song Competition, dedicated diss track aimed towards the Black Disciple sets like 600, Lil Durk's Lamron, and King Von's O-Block. This song had made Lil Mark the #1 target in the streets, and it wouldn't take long before those who Lil Mark had dissed would be claiming his murder, with particularly D Rose from 600 and King Von from O-Block starting the dissing only hours after Lil Mark's death. But this time also Lil Durk, whose song Lil Mark had remixed just before dying, would decide to take the dissing to a whole new level, actually filming himself at the very bus stop where Lil Mark had been gunned down, telling people that he was in a very famous place, along with the caption, 3THFTP, this being a member of the THF46 set who actually made an entire song dissing Lil Mark titled Bus Stop.
Bus stop, man. Hey, this bus stop right here, though. This is a real famous place. You hear me? This is a real famous place, B. Hey, this bus stop is a real famous place, B. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Free my nigga team.
In online theories, this video is often considered to have perhaps been one of the biggest mistakes that Lil Durk has ever made, because while Durk was already a famous rapper, traveling all over the country, making it very hard for his ops to catch him, it seems that 051 Melly, after this video, would make it his mission to show that in the streets of Chicago, he was the one in charge, and that everyone close to Durk that still was in these streets would not be safe. Moreover, Melly had become close with Durk's old friends, as Durk and his OTF crew had a falling out with the rapper King Louie and his Mubu crew in the summer of 2013. This all came out after a fight would erupt between Mubu and OTF, together with Chief Keef's Glow Gang, while they were performing in Iowa.
Can't even perform at a show, man. That's the delusion, Cynthia, man. That's the delusion. Cuz can't have a show properly.
After this scuffle, Melly would become increasingly close with the Mubu crew's most infamous member, Mubu Crump, who DJ Academics would famously nickname the Chirac scorekeeper due to Crump's deep knowledge about the city's gang law and his propensity to partake in online drama.
And now we're talking about the Chirac scorekeeper. Now, if you don't know who that is, a lot of people have asked, who is a scorekeeper? Now, the person that's known as a scorekeeper is this individual that's known as Crump. Now, apparently, he's with the shits, he's a savage, but most notably, he's known for retelling hood stories on Twitter. And not only that, awarding victories. Now, he usually tells or keeps track of...
Just think about that, though. You know what I mean? Somebody making a freaking video about the war in Chirac who's not even in Chirac. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all know that's the dumbest thing? Like I said, DJ Academics, that's the goofiest thing. That's like me being in Georgia saying the war in Chirac. You only going off what you heard. You know what I'm saying? The war in Chirac from a mother ever that's not even in Chirac. And like I said, even if you are in Chirac, you can't speak on what's going on because you don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Who the f is up, who's down, who's tied, who hit a buzzer beater, who hit a game-winning 3. He's keeping up with. So if you want to know who the f got choked, this is the guy to ask.
Crump had previously been very close with Dirk and seemingly ready to crash out for him at any moment, but now he was one of Lil Durk's worst enemies, and with Melly's notorious trigger finger and Crump's infamous Twitter fingers working in tandem, things were about to get very dark for Lil Durk. On the 31st of May 2014, only a few months after Lil Mark's death, Dirk would be out in Chicago, driving around with his cousin MacArthur Swindle, who was known as Lil Durk's new rap prodigy, OTF Nunu, or Nooski. They would stop at a strip mall on the 700 block of East 87th Street, and Dirk would go to visit one of the stores, while Nooski stayed back and waited in the car. At around 3:20 p.m, while Dirk was inside the store, someone would suddenly approach the car, opening fire at Nooski, who would attempt to drive away from the situation. Unfortunately, he'd already been hit numerous times, and would crash his car into a nearby storefront window before succumbing to his injuries. Someone at the scene would even capture the moment of Lil Durk seeing his deceased cousin and breaking down, which his ops would later post on social media to mercilessly troll him. Nooski's murder remains officially unsolved, but in online theories, Melly has always been one of the main suspects. Only about an hour and a half after Nooski had been killed, Melly would simply tweet a bunch of laughing emojis with no further context. This would be followed by another tweet of Melly saying that he had heard that somebody was looking for him, and yet another tweet, this time clearly referring to the shooting by posting a bunch of emojis depicting a person running and shooting. The following day, Melly would start making fun of Nooski more directly, laughing at someone commenting on the news story about the incident, and he would also make a tribute post to Fathead and Lil Mark, saying how he wished he could see them again, but that he has to continue turning up for them in the streets. Crump, on the other hand, had been going back and forth with Nooski, even before his death, with Crump calling Nooski a fake gangster, and not long after Nooski's death, Crump would let his infamous Twitter fingers loose, dissing Nooski for being an internet gangster who had been talking tough online, but now would face the real consequences. But Crump wasn't satisfied with just tweeting, and eventually, he would even post a video of himself at the murder scene, even saying how he was there with the very person who killed Nooski. He doesn't want to be on camera, which many have taken to be an obvious reference to 051 Melly.
Them left Nooski. They left his ass right here. You feel me? They left his ass up here on folks and them tweaking. Buying some shoes. Y'all see real be up here though. Niggas play with me up here on folks in this building on the news. I look like Nooski.
Then he died. You know what I'm saying, man? He on live talking like this, and then he ended up getting whacked. You know what I'm saying? He ended up getting whacked. His dead body on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You see how this junk work, man? This shit, best believe it's coming back. It's coming back. But the whole time he doing all that, and then he got killed. You know what I mean? And then I think the person that, like I said, the person that killed him probably ain't alive. It's just a never-ending cycle that you mother effers just don't understand. You laughing at Nooski? Nah. Now you're dead. Now you're dead and gone.
I'm with that did. He don't want to be on camera though.
You laughing at Nooski, now people laughing at you.
Hey, my boy.
And now the people that's laughing at you, you know what I'm saying, they gonna die and then go where they gonna be laughing. It's cycle.
Yeah, you feel historic events. Y'all know I'm gonna bring y'all around this shit. Historic events. Wish you would play with me, boy. I look like Nooski. He ran into this though. He ran into the children's place, died like a bitch on Pokes now. Goof. What do I look like, Newski?
Lil Durk was obviously heartbroken by the loss of his cousin, but this would be only the beginning of 051 Melly's campaign to torment Lil Durk. Later that year, Durk would actually come face to face with Melly, as the two would run into each other during a meet and greet event for the rapper T.I., where Durk was together with his OTF crew, while Melly would arrive with King Louie's Mubu crew. This would lead to a major scuffle between the two crews, requiring the police to break things up.
And this is exactly why, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, bro. See, one thing you gotta understand, chat. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, the white folks ain't gotta kill you. You kill your own self. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you gotta understand, y'all. White folks ain't gotta kill you. You kill your own dang self. You feel me? They ain't gotta kill you. They ain't gotta do nothing to you. Well, if you gonna take your own self out. That's why I can't be around these mother effers. You know what I'm saying? I can't be around a whole bunch of these mother effers. I can't do it. I'm not gonna let you goofy mother effers take me out. I be in the diverse areas. You know what I'm saying? Be in diverse. White folks they ain't gotta touch you. You know what I mean? You think this normal? And one thing people don't want to understand, y'all. I gotta understand, y'all. Black folks been against black folks since beginning of time, bro. Y'all know black folks had a part of black folks getting sold into slavery. Y'all don't know that? That's what I'm trying to tell you, dog. This does not mean y'all people. It doesn't. That's the true reality. For real. Black folks sold other black folks into slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on, bro. Black folks been killing black folks. White folks kill white folks too. You know what I'm saying? White folks kill white folks too. Everybody kill each other, but I ain't talking about everybody, man. I'm talking about y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about y'all, bro. You feel me? Because it's designed for y'all to kill each other. Just going along with the plan. You know what I mean? You're going along with the plan, man. You know? You don't, and then you realize when it's too late, man. You realize when it's too late. You feel me? Folks ain't gotta kill you. And bro, I'm telling you, bro. It's like that all the time, bro. White dude, bro, walk past black people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna say nothing to them. Right when you walk past them, bro, gonna start looking you up and down. That's the most weirdest thing. I told y'all, most of my enemies is black. You know what I'm saying? The people I beat down, 98%, 99% black. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it a beezy, bro. You feel me? Let me walk down the hood. Who that is? Let me walk down the streets. Let a white person walk down the street. They ain't gonna say nothing to him. Ain't gonna say nothing to him. Let me walk down that same street that white man walked down. Motherfucker gonna try to rob me, all type of stuff. That's why I don't hang around. I don't be around too many of these motherfuckers. I'm keep it real with you. I don't be around too many of you motherfuckers. Fighting over nothing. You folk fighting over nothing. You folk fighting over nothing, y'all. All this junk over nothing. Literally over nothing.
Hey, the police said, come on, bro. I already know to stay back, folks.
I want to give a special apology to my brother Henry from the shop, man. The shop 147. I apologize for disturbing the peace, OTF as a whole. You my brother, and you know I got your back 100%.
Talking about a nigga choke me, man. What the f going on, man? You already know we can fight head up if you want to. We can shoot it out on you goof ass move, man. You talking about Crump? Why the f was you running? Wrong with you, Louis too, man. Crump and Louis.
Afterwards, Melly would troll about the incident on Twitter, saying that Durk had panicked after seeing him and had failed to do anything to him before their crews got into it, perhaps subtly implying that Durk should have at least tried something given what Melly had done to Newski. But unfortunately for Durk, Melly had zero intentions of keeping the beef only on the internet. Less than a year after Newski's murder, he would allegedly strike again. In the early morning hours of the 27th of March 2015, Lil Durk's manager, OTF Chino, real name Uchina Aguina, was sitting in his car outside a fast food spot on the 8400 block of Stony Island Avenue. After having taken part in a meeting with basketball star Jakeem Noah about their anti-violence campaign earlier that evening, then, just like in Newski's murder, an unknown assailant would suddenly walk up to the car, open fire, hitting Chino multiple times. By the time an ambulance would arrive to take him to the hospital, he would end up being pronounced dead on arrival. Afterwards, Mubu Crump would do what he did best, shooting another video of him visiting the death site and trolling Lil Durk, asking the cashier at the food store if they had an order for Newski before trolling and demanding a Chino burger.
Hey, y'all got the order for Newski? Chino burger. Chino burger. Yeah, y'all got it. Hey, ready? Oh, thank you. Oh, Bill. What's up? Y'all with that OTLK? Oh, man. Hey, this motherfucker bogus as hell, man. Y'all, this shit ain't done, man. Y'all done put this shit back on the grill, man. This shit disgusting, man. Get this shit together, man. For real, shit bogus as hell.
Only about a week after Chino's murder, one of the founding members of the 600 set, called Lil Boo, real name Jerome Anderson, would also reportedly be gunned down by an assailant getting around in a gold-colored car. A member of 051 called Ario, real name Arius Fitch, would be arrested as a suspect in the case later that very same day, but many have also rumored Melly to have been involved in the case, particularly as Lil Boo's sister would later diss Melly after his death, telling him to say hi to his brother in the afterlife. Following Chino's murder, Lil Durk has been rumored to have placed a $150,000 bounty on Melly's head, which, while unproven, may not be far-fetched given the murder-for-hire charges that Lil Durk is currently locked up for. This would allegedly lead to a young member of the THF-46 set called Raheem, who was only 15 years old at the time, to try and hunt Melly down a few months later in May, actually catching him and other 051 members on the 6000 block of South Wentworth Avenue and opening fire at them, hitting Melly in the head and foot, whilst also hitting others, including Lil Boo's alleged killer Ario. All victims would be taken to hospital with serious injuries, but miraculously, nobody would die in the incident, and afterwards, pictures were posted online showing Melly with crutches and a cast on his leg, while he would also jump on Twitter and let everybody know that he wasn't shaken by the incident one bit, as Melly's brother Wu would also later tell Zach TV.
Hey, I got two brothers and they know it. Arrow, check it out. What's up, what's up? My big brother Arrow, my big brother Melly, y'all know we blood. Zach getting all this shit. All the shout out to Zach one time. Shout out to JCV, man. All the time, free roll. It's your money, man. I tell you different on the camera, man. They be lying, man. We doing this, man. Look, catch me. Guess what? Headshot one shit y'all did, boy. That shit one shit. Hey, no, he's not slow. He really straight off that headshot, man. Y'all know it.
But unfortunately,
bro, talking about, man. See the warnings, man. Bro, talking about a headshot, man. Bro was close to death, and they bragging about headshot. Bragging about headshots, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro was close to death, man. You know what I'm saying? Still ain't learned, bro. I know God be like, oh my God, my son. You know what I'm saying? My son. How many warnings can I give you? Almost got shot in the head, man. You know what I mean? Got shot in the foot, man. This close to death, man. And you still, you know what I'm saying? My son. Oh my God, my son. Folks be getting all type of, I told y'all like the Squid Game. Bro was this close to death. Still ain't changed his life around, bro. Still was out here thugging.
For Raheem.
How many warnings you need, bro? How many warnings do you need, bro? You know what I mean? Still just go out and do the same thing. Hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's your life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't care about their life.
The Chirac gravedigger but not killing him meant that he was going to be moving with a huge target on his back from that point onwards, and Melly would make it clear by swearing on Lil Mark's life that he was going to make his enemies suffer. Only a few days later, on the 24th of May, Raheem and another teen were walking in an alley near 45th Street and Cottage Grove Avenue in the Bronzeville neighborhood when someone would ambush them and shoot both, killing Raheem while injuring his friend. Once again, Melly's friend 051 Ario, who had just last month been arrested in the relation to the murder of Lil Boo, and who had been one of the people injured in the shooting together with Melly, would be arrested for the murder. This time, the arrest would also lead to charges. Police reports would later reveal how Ario's arrest had led to an absurd moment where he would allegedly pleasure himself inside the interrogation room. During the trial, the prosecutor would argue that Ario had murdered Raheem to avenge the earlier shooting that had also injured Melly. But once again, despite persistent rumors that Melly had also participated in the shooting, and numerous times that Melly had seemingly dissed Raheem and even implied that he'd taken part in the murder, Melly himself would never be charged.
In smoke, we ain't doing shit. I don't know. We don't know. I don't know what we ain't smoking nobody. I got shot 2 weeks, he expired.
I'm gonna read you a bedtime story and tuck you in.
Oh yeah.
Tell you about this when he walked down this dark alley. He ain't make it to the other end of the alley.
I'm just reading the comments, bro.
I'm just asking you. I said you said you finna go to sleep.
I am.
And I said you want me to tell you about this story about this right? He went in through the one end of the alley, but he didn't make it to the other end. It was a black alley to take the story.
I've heard of it.
It's a story. Why you never heard of it? Why you wasn't there? Of course.
I've heard of it.
Bro pleasured himself.
After Raheem's murder, Melly would seemingly lay low for over a year, but in November 2016, he would allegedly strike again. On the 26th of November, a mass shooting would take place inside a party on the 8800 block of South Exchange Avenue, which would end up killing 18-year-old Daquan Barnett, also known as Bankroll Q from Melly's 051 Young Money set, a shooting that also injured 5 others. The online rumors would later claim that the shooting was done by youngsters from the so-called Motown part of Chicago, a neighborhood that's for the longest time been associated with the Black P-Stones. One of these youngsters, called Breeze, would later seemingly brag about the shooting on Twitter, but meanwhile, another one would end up losing his life less than 24 hours later. The following day after the fatal party, at around 2:03 p.m., 18-year-old Del Von Weston, known in the streets as Lil Del from the Folly Boys set, which is one of the many sets based in Motown, was sitting in a parked car on the 8800 block of South Marshfield Avenue in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood when a dark-colored SUV would pull up next to him and someone would open fire, hitting Del several times in the chest.
Dang, bro, a lot of y'all really be sitting in cars, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be sitting in some dang cars. Y'all love cars. Be into it with all these people, bro, and sitting in dang cars, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Go in the house, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Go in the house. What you sitting in the car for, bro, with all these enemies? All these enemies you made, bro, you sitting in the car. Most of y'all be high, too. How you off that dope, and you got millions of ops? It's the dumbest thing. You got as many ops as you got. You need to be sober, brother. You need to be all the way sober.
Christ Medical Center, he would ultimately be pronounced dead at 2:22 p.m. Only a few minutes after Del was pronounced
Feel good being in the suburbs, man.
Melly would hop on Twitter, simply tweeting, "I'm an army alone," followed by
"Feels good,"
back, as if he was celebrating a successful get back. This was followed by a tweet saying, "Finna go change my clothes," that he would post together with a video showing himself sitting in a car while talking to a person who would show a gun to the camera before seemingly saying how they had got someone or something.
No, you a little eating. No, you a bite him. Oh yeah. You got them. Now what y'all talking about? When? Last time.
When you gotta get you a girlfriend, you gotta be faithful, bro.
I got a girlfriend.
You gotta get like me. You gotta get like me. You got a
girlfriend now. Come out of that, what's wrong?
The person who Melly was talking with was a little-known face in the drill scene at the time, but he would later become known in connection to Lil Durk's murder-for-hire allegations, as this person would turn out to be none other than Stephon Mack, who would also be eventually killed in 2022, allegedly as a retaliation for the murder of Lil Durk's brother D-Thang. But later on, Melly's other friends would also often make posts on social media implying that Del's murder was connected to the death of Bankroll Q, and that Melly had in fact had something to do with it. But besides tweets, the murder of Del, like so many of Melly's other alleged bodies, is only based on online rumors and theories. However, in 2017, Melly would allegedly commit a murder that would almost get him caught. On the 13th of June, at approximately 10:30 p.m., residents on the 5000 block of Drexel Boulevard would report gunshots, and in the building's gangway, 22-year-old Dandre Smith was found lying dead, his body riddled with bullets. The investigators would eventually learn that Dandre, known in the streets as Lord Dre, was a friend of 051 Melly, and on the day of his death, he had been asked by Melly to participate in the robbery of a drug dealer. However, this robbery plan was allegedly just a ruse to get Dre to meet Melly, who he might have known deep down was out to get him, as Dre would allegedly text his brother to let him know that he was with Melly in case something happened to him. Melly and a woman named Tiara would then allegedly drive Dre to the building on Drexel Boulevard before Melly would shoot him in the gangway. But why would Melly kill somebody who had supposedly been his friend? Perhaps they'd had a falling out recently, or perhaps for a much darker reason. Because if the investigators are to be believed, the reason had a much more sinister explanation, as Melly had allegedly learned that there was a $12,000 bounty that had been placed on Dre's head, which was money that Melly needed to bond out his brother Wu, who had been arrested 2 days earlier on weapons charges. In fact, Melly and his brother Wu would even allegedly have poorly disguised coded conversations about the murder plot on recorded phone calls while Wu was still in jail, while a witness would tell the investigators that Melly had tried to claim to her that it was THF-46 who were trying to kill him and Dre, and that Both Melly and Dre had money on their heads, and it was only a matter of time before one of them would kill the other to claim the bounty. However, at the time, the police simply didn't have enough evidence to hold Melly on these charges. And while they didn't know it at the time, before they could ever capture him for good, it would already be too late, both for Melly and his next victims.
Well, I was just saying, y'all remember bro? I was just saying about bro. Bro, all that talking about Chino burgers and all that.
Will be released from federal prison after he'd been locked up for about 2 years.
Bro was 39 in the streets? Hold on, you was 39? You know what I'm saying? 39. Bro was 39 in the street. Oh my God.
Will be released from federal prison
after
he'd been locked up for about 2 years, and he would get back onto the streets and online and do what he does best: troll, even dropping a song dissing Dirk and his crew titled OTFK, where he would diss numerous gangs and sets like THF46 and Lamron, as well as dead people like Newski and Chino. Crump would keep disrespecting his ops, perhaps thinking they had all gone Hollywood together with Lil Durk, but unfortunately for Crump, there were plenty of his enemies still left who were willing to show him that he wasn't the only tough guy in the city, and that even having a top shooter like Melly around couldn't save him. In the early morning hours of May 25th, 2018, Crump and Melly were attending a party on the 6800 block of South Morgan Street, only a few blocks away from Lil Durk's Lamron set's hood. While Crump, whose real name is Ronald Crump, was standing outside the party with another man, a car would drive by and someone inside would open fire, striking both. Crump would pass away from his injuries, but the other man would end up surviving after a surgery. Now, there's been many rumors about that second victim, with many claiming that this person had in fact been Melly himself and that he had actually been the main target. But while Melly seemingly was in the party, he would deny having been the second victim while on an Instagram live with Dirk's good friend and OTF affiliate Bezu from THF46.
If I was there, it wouldn't go on. If I was there, it wouldn't go on. You could say one person, and I wasn't there. I was in a bus.
Lying, bro. You know I know you lying.
What situation? Just say one person. I was
no, bro, we getting recorded, bro. You know that. I'm not gonna say no name. You know what's going on.
I just told you I was that one person. And what was I doing when it was going on? I was fucking running to gunfire.
Yeah.
I ain't no stupid.
Super Sable, right?
You heard the thing to you. I'm real smart. You even told me I'm not no idiot.
The police report on the shooting would also note how the second victim had no gang affiliations or previous arrests, and the victim's age would also be reported as 28, while Melly was only 26 at the time. But whether Melly himself had been shot or not, he was looking to avenge his good friend's death. And while nobody would be arrested for the murder, if dissing was anything to go by, Melly would certainly have no problem deciphering who had been behind the hit, as people connected to Lil Durk's OTF crew were quick to start rejoicing over Crump's death, with everybody from Lil Durk to Bezu and even King Von, who had only recently returned home after beating his own murder charges, would participate in the dissing. Bezu would seemingly even later imply that the police had come looking for him after Crump's murder.
Hey, look, the Crump woofing at me on the internet. Somebody smoking, they come get me. You finna do the same.
However, one of the main suspects that the online sleuths have attached to Crump's murder is actually Lil Durk's childhood friend, Lil Steve, from his own Lamron set, who actually many consider may have been the actual triggerman. Durk's fans have even considered these lyrics from his popular No Auto Durk song from September 2018 to be an admission that Steve was actually behind Crump's murder, with Durk rapping that the ops can't have a party on their block if Steve is out there. But before Melly would get his revenge on Durk, he would allegedly finish another job that he had started a long time ago. On the 19th of August, only a few months after Crump's murder, 19-year-old Tyrone Marshall was hanging out with a friend on the 4000 block of the South Calumet Avenue in the Bronzeville neighborhood. Tyrone, known in the streets as TY, was also known as an aspiring rapper, but Melly would have a more personal connection with him, as TY had been a friend of Lil Del, whom Melly had allegedly killed as revenge for the murder of his friend Bankroll Q. Moreover, TY had allegedly been present during Bankroll's murder. At around 3:27 p.m., while TY was leaning on a car and talking to his friend, another car would pull up, and someone from the inside would fire shots, hitting TY in the head, and he would later be pronounced dead at the hospital. Interestingly, this time, a witness would actually recognize Melly as the shooter, but once again, the police would be too slow to act, and before they were able to gather enough evidence to catch Melly, it would already be too late. Even with the most conservative estimates, Melly had now gotten away with several murders, but he wasn't done with his revenge campaign before he would get back for the murder of Crump, and only about 2 months after TY's murder, he would get his opportunity. On the 8th of October, Lil Durk's big brother and manager D-Thang was out in their hometown with some childhood friends, including Durk's cousin Baby D, real name Darnell Banks. In the early morning hours, they were driving in the Pullman neighborhood on the far south side. They would reportedly be at a parking lot of the McDonald's when somebody would open fire at them, even hitting one of the windows of the restaurant. They would pull off with their car, but would eventually come to a stop on the 11200 block of South Cottage Grove Avenue, where police would find 3 of the men suffering from serious gunshot wounds. D-Thang was one of the people shot, but he would end up surviving. But unfortunately, Baby D wouldn't be as lucky. He was rushed to the University University of Chicago Medical Center, where he would tragically pass away hours later. Baby D's murder would be yet another unsolved murder, but online theories have connected Melly to the incident based on two main pieces of circumstantial evidence. First, a photo would circulate online of one of Baby D's cousins wearing a Long Live Baby D shirt with an F Melly print boldly placed on the front, together with a picture of Melly. This showing that people close to Baby D indeed certainly seemed to consider Melly to be responsible. Moreover, after Melly was killed, D-Thang would reportedly share an Instagram story that seemed to celebrate Melly's death, while implying that anyone who had ever done anything to him had died. He would also tweet after Melly's death how any op who had ever shot at him wasn't here anymore to tell the story.
Now he dead. Now see that, y'all? Are we seeing a routine here? Now he dead, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not the toughest person out here, bro. You're human, bro. When are you gonna get that through your thick head? It's like a routine. Not I walk around my hood with 40 and 50K on me on Newski. Ain't never play with me. Every op that ever shot at me ain't tell the story, period. Now you're dead now again. You know what I'm saying? Now you're dead now. Nobody, bro. Everybody ain't scared of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? The only reason you ain't get caught yet, because you ain't get caught yet, bro. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many bodies you got, bro, you can die. You're a human. This man right here did all these freaking murders. 051 Melly did all these dang murders just to get shot down in the club. Not a club, but a party. They got a video of bro getting killed. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff you did in the streets, bro, don't make you untouchable, bro. You are a human, bro. You know what I mean? If anything, you killing people gonna make you even more of a target because people scared of you. You should know that. Worst thing you want somebody to do is be scared of you, bro. That scary motherfucker gonna try to put you in the ground immediately because he's so scared of you. He ain't even a killer, he's just scared of you, bro. The worst thing you want is people to be scared of you. Not a good thing having people scared of you.
Baby D is often considered to have been Melly's final victim, and unfortunately for Melly, before his life would come to an end, he would have to experience yet another major loss on his side of the war. On the 3rd of January 2019, Melly
all these black brothers getting killed over nothing.
Driving with a friend called Side.
Over a block. They don't even know what they fighting for. Do y'all even know what y'all fighting? Do y'all even know what you killing for? Oh, because he killed my brother. And you killing what? What's the name gonna bring your brother? I don't know why these folks be thinking, okay, if I go kill such and such from that block, it's gonna, you know, they gonna resurrect like Jesus or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they gone, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like they be walking around like they homies gonna get a respawn. You know what I'm saying? Like a reboot van out in the middle of the hood or something. You feel me? Like they gonna reboot them like Fortnite. That's how they be killing. What are you killing for? Just think about it, y'all. What are you killing for? You literally killing for no reason. You know what I'm saying? For no reason. What are you beefing for? All this is over nothing. You going to jail over nothing. You killing for nothing. Just think about it, bro. Think about it. Because it's pride, because you got pride. Dude, this is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Bronzeville neighborhood, when someone would open fire at them shortly before 1 p.m., hitting one of them in the chest while the other one in the face, killing both at the scene. Motor and Side were from Jaro City, a set who were at the time very close with 051 Melly's, 051 Young Money set, the two even sometimes going by the connected name YM Jaro. And personally, Motor was one of Melly's closest friends, his death clearly being one of the toughest losses that Melly had faced in the streets, with Melly swearing that one day he would make those people responsible cry like he had. And once again, if dissing was anything to go by, the usual suspects close to Lil Durk's OTF would begin taking shots at Motor and Side. This time, OTF's younger generation would take the charge, like the rapper Moowop, who would preview a song on
now
his
he in
Instagram
jail,
where he would diss FBG Dark, whose murder he would eventually be convicted of being part of.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. It's bound to happen, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Like I said, when I mean that Bible real, that Bible is real. Every time you see, it's either you gonna go to jail or you gonna get locked up. It's gonna happen, bro. You just ain't hit it yet. It happened every time. It's a cycle, literally, with these dumb motherfuckers. They just don't understand. Bro, killed Duck and now you got locked up. Okay, now Duck killed, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Duck got killed, but what he made. You know what I'm saying? Duck got killed because of Duck. You know what I'm saying? Just that's the harsh reality. Bro got killed because bro dropping the Dead Bee song. Shoulda knew you wasn't gonna survive. I don't even know why you was in Chicago after you dropped that song. So you dropped that Dead Bee song. Duck ended up getting freaking clipped. And then the person that clipped Duck ended up going to jail. You see how crazy that is? You're not gonna win.
Dissing both Motor and Side with a slick double entendre.
Ain't gonna lie, that junk sound trash as heck, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Y'all listen to this junk? That junk sound trash as shit. I'm gonna keep it real with you, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't listen to rap, bro. But one thing, you know what I'm saying, about me, bro, I listen to, you know what I'm saying? I listen to lyrics, bro. Like, I ain't trying to hear all that dissing and all that. I ain't trying to hear about, but I ain't gonna lie, that junk sound. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, we already know. You feel me? You only got a few seconds to impress me with the song. You know what I'm saying? Few seconds. That beginning sound trash, bro, you lost me. Did you miss me? If that beginning sound trash, bro, you lost me. Let that beginning sound trash you want to. I bet I get off the dang song. I'm telling y'all, I would have stirred off the lot of this song right immediately. Look at this. Yeah. I would have turned it off immediately. I told you, I don't praise these super thugs, bro. I don't give a damn. I don't praise these super thugs like y'all. Like I said, it's just interesting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, RP to bro, but you had it coming, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? RP to bro, but you had it coming. I mean, come on, bro. Look at all these people that you allegedly murdered. Come on, bro. You don't think you're finna get killed? Come on.
No doubt, given enough time, Melly would have claimed yet another victim to avenge the murder of Motor, but given the amount of havoc and destruction that he had caused, even Melly himself likely knew that his days were numbered. Or perhaps he didn't, because during his Instagram live with Bezu, Melly would proudly claim that he was never going to move out of Chicago, and that he was going to live until he was 100, with even Bezu giving him credit for knowing how to move in his hometown.
I'm gonna move to Mexico, man. Start a new life, bro.
What you need to do? Shoulda did it.
Oh, no, I ain't never moving out of Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Stupid.
I love it here. Make it here.
Yeah.
He said, make it here. Sure. I'm gonna make it. I'm making it to 100 years. Sure. I'm gonna be one of the last ones standing. Yeah, you know how to move. Duck that taco.
Both of them did.
Nah, I ain't ducking my taco. Just say you said it right the first time. I know how to move. I ain't ducking my taco. You know how to move. I'm gonna give that to you.
Perhaps Melly could have ducked his main enemies like the OTF until he was an old man, but the problem was that Melly had made so many enemies that even he probably couldn't keep count of them all. And so on his last day, Melly would be right where he was comfortable at, attending a party in the hood of Gyro City, only a few blocks away from his main enemies like 600 and O Block. As mentioned, Melly was close with Gyro City, but unfortunately, he had also made some enemies amongst the set, because according to later police reports, a witness would reveal that Melly had shot up the house of a Gyro City member called Lil Daryl, real name Daryl Rhyme, which was possibly a retaliation for the fact that Daryl might have been telling on Melly in the murder investigation of Lord Dre. These events would lead to a fateful moment in the party, where Melly would allegedly run into one of Daryl's friends, called 007 Nate, just as one of the partygoers was filming a video, capturing the chilling last moments of Melly's life on camera.
Man, I just killed y'all.
The police would later check the security cameras of the building, seeing that 007 Nate, real name Nathaniel Hicks, had arrived at the party around 12:30 AM, and at one point he'd even posed at one of the security cameras with his gun, before then allegedly shooting Melly at around 2:45 AM and then running out of the building. Nate would then be identified as the shooter by multiple witnesses, and he was eventually even caught a few days later with the murder weapon still on him. But despite all of this evidence, the state attorney's office would ultimately refuse to prosecute Nate due to the witnesses' refusal to cooperate. In the end, just like Melly had seemingly escaped justice so many times due to the no snitching code that rules the streets, ultimately this code would also make sure that Melly's family wouldn't be receiving any closure after his death. And no doubt, considering how much the Chicago police knew that Melly was terrorizing the streets and taking people out, perhaps there was some sick satisfaction for the cops in just not making an effort to get justice for one of the city's most demonic killers. Ultimately, 051 Melly left one of the most shocking legacies in the streets of Chicago, a certified gang assassin bordering on serial killer with at least 8 rumored murders attributed to him online, and perhaps even more that the internet doesn't even know about. Melly didn't rap a single lyric, but he became famous off the back of his reputation that echoed through the lyrics of more focused and famous Chicago drillers who survived and made music. His dark legacy lives through these songs, the IG posts, Reddit posts and comments, and YouTube documentaries, painting him as the so-called gravedigger of Chirac. But at the end of the day, Melly's story is truly one of a tragic waste of life. What did he really achieve? There's nothing cool or fun about terrorizing your community and taking the lives of promising young people who could have all been doing something better with their time. Melly was clearly terrorizing Lil Durk and the OTF and the THF crews, and while it was other people who ultimately had the last laugh, there's no winners here. There's nothing cool about being the biggest demon or the biggest killer from your neighborhood. And despite his fearsome reputation as an untouchable killer who everyone was scared of and supposedly knew how to move, Melly winded up getting touched too, getting caught lacking, and losing his life in an incredibly unremarkable way that was far from heroic. So, if there's a lesson from this story, it's that there really are no winners in the streets, no trophies for being the top killer, just a shortcut to an early grave and a very big list of sins to answer for when you do reach whatever comes after life. So I hope you learned something from this story and can go and do something positive today. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Smart man. You know what I'm saying? Smart man. Waste of life, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of life. You know what I mean? And like I said, they call us peons, man. You know, they call us squares for wanting to live the righteous way. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. You know, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, that was the mini murders of 051 Melly, man. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, you know, but it's not shocking. You know what I mean? How he went out. It's not shocking.